Phipps has got him. There's a bit of height advantage there too, looking down at that southern end. So it's going to be a start of the game here, and it's in the ball in the air with Mensch and Morgan. Morgan up over the top, gets it down. Mensch got his second hand to it, ground level, picked up there by Oliver. He's trying to feed the ball out, but players converge on top, and he's going to be held up. The umpire will come in and take possession. With the ball still in the middle of the ground, Oliver's there. Gurushin, who's been playing some good football. Ball over the top, Morgan tapped down, Cassidy coming through, good collect, good pick up, runs inside 50, kicks long, offline, goes to the pocket, but it's, Montebruno going across, too much carry on the ball, and the ball goes out of bounds on the full, and a free kick to the Winchelsea side.
Early start at Shell Oval, 8 minutes in, East Geelong 4-1, Caraya 1 goal.
Gee. They must have had an early start as well.
8 minutes in, yeah.
So ball from the back line for Winchelsea, kicks outside 50, goes looking to Van der Klooster. Mark not taken there at ground level. Casey picked the ball up, fed that out backwards. And it's Boyd who kicks around the corner, I think, from the far side.
Might have been already out.
Was by the umpire, so he's going to be called back. And the ball in will take place outside forward 50. Waiting for the umpire there to throw the ball back in. Morgan and Mensch go at it. Ball in. Mensch with body just holds the player away from the ball. Back of the contest. Cassidy picks it up. He's held without it. Going through is Stephen. That's Tom Stephen in the side. And he's fed the ball out, but again, doesn't get much ground. And again, players win numbers, converge on it. Wedley's at the ground level. He had it. Umpire standing back in the game will take possession. So not a lot of action here. Ball still in the middle of the ground.
I've instructed both coaches to come this side of the ground, Smithy, to make it easier for you blokes.
Well, it's all right this time, mate, as long as it doesn't get dark like it did last time we were down here. So at the back of the contest, Gurushin has the ball, comes out of the contest and kicks short into the centre forward position. Mark not taken there. Good sport from behind by Fletcher. Ends up with Koutsamanis. Koutsamanis goes back to Fletcher again. Kicks round the corner. Poor kick. And he found McKenzie. So McKenzie goes quickly outside. The running player for the Winchelsea side is tricky. Doesn't take it cleanly. Picked up there.
Didn't have the footy.
By Murphy, but the freak is going to come back. Advantage now called by the umpire. In long, Holmer had hands up, put Phipps out of the way, picked up there by Venables. Hand back to the goal square. Not taken. Kick round the corner by Stephen. Ball's rushed through for a minor score to the Winchelsea side, and they go to 1 behind. We played 2.5 minutes first quarter. Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
Phipps delivers the ball quickly, goes out to the outer wing to Boyd. Boyd moves up past the scoreboard, and he finds Keisha out there on the outer wing. Going back and forward, moving the ball quickly are Centrals. Goes forward, looking there for Weatherly. Couldn't bring the ball to ground. Mensch does the clean-up. Comes off hands. Umpire has called it.
He held on to him.
Mensch was held on to, and Mensch will get the free kick on the outer half-back flank. What do we call it? Italian Social Club end of the ground. So Mensch, looking for options, drives the ball back towards the half-forward line now. Leading in the race further out there was McKenzie. He couldn't get the ball to pick up. Comes off hands. Picked up there now by Holmes. Holmes goes around the outer side of the pocket, brings it back in towards the centre. But good work there done by Fletcher. Fletcher sends the ball back out to the outer wing. They're not listening to your instructions, Grubby, because they haven't come anywhere near this side of the ground as it goes out of bounds right in front of the new Grubby-cation scoreboard on the outer side of the ground.
Look, he's had 2 possessions, Fletcher, but nothing's come on either of them. So he's going to have to lift his work rate and his delivery, actually.
So throw in. Centre wing, outer side.
Jones and Mensch playing loose at either end of the ground.
So Morgan gets the tap down. Well done too. Directly to his player. Comes off hands. Gets it out there to Koutsamanis. He drives the ball long. Oh, Montebruno taken off the ball, and Brendan Beveridge says yes, indeed he was. Tyrone Montebruno will get a free kick for being held. He is probably will kick from just inside 50, it would look. Pretty much directly in front. How's the hamstrings this year on Tyrone?
Yeah, well, he had 8 weeks out with his hand injury, so it's hard to tell. But that was good play. Again, I'm not quite sure it was Koutsamanis. I think it might have been Cassidy coming through there. And that's a couple of times he's done that now. They'll really have to get onto him, Winch, because he's a good player when he's breaking through the guts like that.
So Montebruno coming in now. At his best, this is definitely within his distance. As I say, we'll kick from inside 50. Comes in now. Sends the ball on its way. Umpire does not move, and that will be a goal, and the first for Werribee. That will be 1 goal straight. 6 points to Winchelsea, 1 behind on the... Who do we open up with? Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard.
Don't worry about that, mate. I write down every week and keep forgetting.
Yeah. Yeah, look, that's obviously the opening goal, and whoever gets the opening goal, a little bit of confidence comes with that. Again, I'll say Cassidy bursting through that pack. like he does, they've got to put a stop to that. I'd almost put it. I've probably got a tag on Smith, but I'd put a tag on Cassidy too for a while. And Montebruno, he never looked like missing that. He's a beautiful kick. And for his sake, let's hope he can get amongst the goals.
So umpire with the ball back in the middle of the ground. Again, we have Morgan doing the ruck work. Cassidy's in there. Smith's in there. And Montebruno, Braden in there. Mensch gets the ball down, picked up by Oliver, just bams it on the boot and goes in towards the centre-half forward position. At ground level, Stephen again kicks it off the ground. Players not prepared to pick it up, but picked up by Fletcher. Gurison interception, tackle, brought down in a tackle by McGuinness and held over the ball. Umpire says...
Ball it up.
Might have been a bit lucky there. I know he didn't have much chance to get rid of it, but he didn't make much of an attempt though, Grub, did he?
They didn't, but he never dragged it in. He was caught up when he was standing up, so good decision.
So ball thrown up. Holmer comes up, does the ruck work. Picked up there, pick out of the air, missed the target. I think that was a throw out the back there. It was. Umpires picked it up. Resulting free kick goes to Morgan of the Werribee side. Handball goes backwards, and we'll find Taylor, who kicks out wide. Boyd, they seem to fancy him out that side. Doesn't take the mark, and again, it's going to be kicked towards the boundary line. Run over by Holmes. And I think he'll be happy enough to see it in that position. So a change being made here by the Winchelsea side very early. Chuka Fowler coming on.
The other bloke who I saw play early in the year's not here too, Tournier. What's happened to him?
Yeah, well, actually, coming to say that, Tavay Saunier. He's on the bench. On the bench
at the moment, yeah.
Yeah, so strange.
Throwing out the side of the ground. Mensch brought it to ground. Comes off hands, picked up there by Holmes. He couldn't get the handball away. Tough in and under footy here from the Centrals boys, or possibly in the back. Mensch picks it up off the ground, sends a high ball forward, looking there for Venables. Venables couldn't get it. Werribee Centrals again in and under, doing the hard work. Comes off hands there, comes out to Tricky. Tricky's ball was intercepted though, and the short kick will go out to the outer side of the ground there, and I think that was Boyd with the ball. He will bring the ball around the outer side of the ground now via Smith. Smith over the top of both players' heads, and the boundary line will be the winner half-forward flank outer side of the ground. And we are 7 minutes gone in this first quarter.
Jack Cale's not much of him, Grab.
Yeah, he come through the under-18s. He's been around a fair while. Played a fair bit of seconds footy. He gets his chance. I think he's played a few games. And likely-looking kid. Bit of a way to go yet, but... You know, if you're going to blood these kids, now's the time when the pressure's right on.
So the ball is going to be thrown in just forward of the centre wing. And it's Werribee Central's tacking into the ground. Picked up there, back of the Gurison puts his head over the ball, puts it down in the contest. Wedley does well on the tackle. It's going to be Van der Klooster, I think, that's got the ball there now. And he's going to be held up. He's got players around him. The ball's not going to come out of that congestion. Umpire quickly in to take possession.
Good decision, but I'd like him to make it just a little bit earlier, especially early in the game when people have got their adrenaline flowing. Oh, he's picked a free kick out of this. Something's happened at the bottom of the pack.
Someone's been given a short one, so it's going to be Cassidy. So Cassidy very quickly goes towards Montebruno, comes out in the lead, out in front. Oh, he's taken
He's got another free kick.
Grubby loves Brendan Beveridge this afternoon. Don't worry about that.
Great umpire, says Grubby.
Well, I tell you what, the first one was a definite. That one could have gone. He might have been up, unless he chopped the arms.
Little bit tough, that one, but he set the agenda.
So Matheson again, 2 free kicks against him this afternoon, and Montebruno, he's gone back a hell of a long way here.
He's always back in the centre.
He is. I reckon he's as far away from goal as he was the mark. So Montebruno, a chance to kick his personal second and also Werribee's second. Probably the first 2 forward moves they've had. So he comes in now. Montebruno kicks from 40. Didn't have good footing then by the looks of it. He slipped and it's gone through for a minor score. So 1 goal, 1 to himself and 1 goal, 1 to Werribee. We've played nearly 9 minutes first quarter. Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
Ball comes back in, heading out to the outer side there.
That's a great
mark there by...
who else?
Who else? Van der Klooster. Who else? He's got a bit more hair than last time I saw him. Van der Klooster will send the ball back into the half, right back into the middle of the ground, switches it across the ground, goes outside there and finds McKenzie. McKenzie drives the ball up to the outer side of the ground, looking there for Tricky. He leads in the race for the ball, takes it, turns around, gives a little kick around the corner of his body and finds Gurison. Oh, doesn't pick the ball up though, Gurison. Probably bounced a little bit wrongly for him. Oh, Jingo's big a tackle there. Oh, and he's paid.
Oh,
I thought that was in the back.
Jumped right in the middle of his back.
Right in the middle of his back, but it's gone to Winchelsea. The ball comes forward looking for Holmer. Oh, comes out and takes a big mark. Does Holmer. He will be right on the 50-metre mark for Winchelsea. A little bit hard done there by, I thought, the Werribee boy. But Holmer will have the ball for Winchelsea with a chance to kick there first.
He's a big lad, this guy.
He's a big lad, and he's basically doing all the forward ruck. Mensch has gone down, drifted that way now, but
that's
about to drift that way now.
Well, Mensch is playing a kick behind the play in the fence.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So Holmer comes in. He will kick from 50. About a 45-degree angle. Good kick of the footy, but he's pulled it, and it's pulled it right over the top. Or taken off hands there was Jones, but the ball will go out of bounds and be thrown in right up against the point post.
Probably ran just a touch too close to the man on the mark and had to pull the kick.
So ball in. 10 minutes gone in this first quarter. Real arm wrestle at the moment. Ball comes in. Over the top. Mensch gets jostled out of it by Morgan. Comes off hands. In and under there was Watson for the ball. He comes around the outer side, gets the kick away. Leading in the race there is Holmer again, who just had that kick on goal. He's playing a 3-on-1 battle, though, and the 3-on-1 will always win. Comes out to Cascia. He gets the ball forward for Werribee Centrals. Driving it forward, looking for Montebruno. It's a one-out contest now. Works him under the ball, does Bayliss. Bayliss by hand then comes across, working across the outer side of the ground. He's going to come out now and look for Tricky. Tricky takes a mark on the half-back line, right in front of the cricket nets for Winchelsea. Brings it right up this outer wing now, looking for Murphy. Murphy can't bring the ball to ground, slightly held off.
Should have been a free kick to Murphy.
Been a free. And the ball will go out of bounds, right on centre wing, just around from the commentary position.
They got caught out, the Werribee forwards, then they were right up the ground, left one against 3 in the forward line.
So the ball about to be brought back into the field of play. Obviously, Mensch now pushed forwards. Holmer coming to do some ruck work. And he's going to go up. And Phipps has followed him down the ground. So that's an interesting move. The ball comes out the back, picked up by Smith, goes across the ground. Missed his target, McNichol, went back towards Cascia, didn't pick the ball up. Ran it, picked up there by McKenzie, who went one way, went back on his left, kicked to the Venables along the centre wing. He's over the ball. Well, he just handed the ball this season then. He was a little bit lucky. Ends up in the hands of Cascia, who kicked the ball. Not a lot of distance in that kick, but he's got the effect of hitting the boundary line.
Might have been smothered too, I think.
That's where he ends up. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here, because Phipps is simply going to follow Holmer now. He's decided to go back to the defensive post. So Cascia coming up to do the ruck work against Season.
So obviously they're going to switch.
And now Morgan will go back into the ruck and Phipps onto Mensch, which is another pretty big height difference, I think.
So interesting there. So Morgan now just pushing his way down. But it's going to be Cascia doing the ruck work up against Season. Back of the contest, Cassidy tried to punch the ball. Weatherly comes in and makes a tacky. Ball was kicked to the boundary line. Bonner leading in the race for the ball, but it's going to be over the boundary line. And once again, a throw-in a similar position to what we just had.
Probably a good move, just the same. Like, Phipps is a defensive player. Morgan on Mensch, he's got the height, Morgan, but Mensch is a good forward as well. So you don't want a ruckman playing down on full back on Mensch.
So ball thrown back in on centre wing. Again, the ruckman go at it. Ball at the back of the contest, picked up by Cassidy. Quick hands, missed his target. Going round and picking the ball up there was Cales. Cales, I think it was. He's taken to ground in the tackle. And it's going to be a ball up. I think it was Cales, wasn't it? 28?
Yep.
So it's right in front of the scoreboard here. And it's going to be thrown up by the umpire. Ruck work from the back. Comes out, picked up there. Bonner, quick kick round the corner, back towards the full forward position, the centre forward position. Venables out, led in the race for the ball. Not cleanly, kicked off the ground by Phipps. And there's a bit of both sides, not taking the ball clean in any contest here. Finally, pushed out of the contest. Gurichen's under there again. He takes one of the Werribee boys in the tackle. And he's brought to ground. And it's going to be another ball up outside forward 50.
I think it was young Joel Higgins didn't take the ball cleanly. I think they were really on if he had been able to get a kick away.
Yeah, there was a loose man on.
There was a couple running down.
So the ball once again in the air, tapped out. Again, just a bit of game of aerial ping pong there. It ends up with Gurushin, who comes through, put his head down, nearly lost it. Good little smart kick going forward, and Holmer has taken the mark, and that was Fowler who put the ball in for him. And it's going to be a mark about 40 metres out from goal. A little bit closer to where he was before with his last shot at goal, but he's got a chance now to go back and kick a goal for the Winchelsea side, which will level things up. Again, he goes back a fair way in his run. So Lewis Holmer comes in, will kick from 45. Comes in now, direct kick at goal.
Pulled it again.
I think he's got that one back to the middle, and it's gone through for a major. So Holmer has his first goal of the afternoon, and that will tie things up with both Werribee and Winchelsea at 1 goal, 1 apiece. We've gone 14 and a half minutes, first quarter. Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
Well, look, the first mark he took at that spot was as a forward leading out, and that's fair enough. That's what football's all about. But that time he took the mark running into the forward line, which to me that means Morgan has to run with him. They went up together, and he instantly ran forward. Morgan's got to run with him because everyone else has got their man down there. No one's tall enough to compete with him. So Morgan's got to be aware that when Fowler runs into the forward line, or Holmer, sorry, he's got to run with him. You can't leave him.
It's a good move, isn't it? Because making Morgan accountable. So it's a good move by Mitch to get him in there.
And he has to be accountable.
So ball goes back up. Both fly. Holmer gets the tap down. Comes off hands. Bonner with the ball. Threads the oval needle. Comes back to Holmer. Fairly athletic. The big fella bends over. Can't get the ball up though. Oh, taken high there. Was tipping. No free kick. Shovels the ball out between his legs. Taking on 2-on-1. Oh, good work there by the Winchelsea player who's get it over the top to Mensch, who's going to run into an open goal. And he will kick Winchelsea second in the matter of seconds. So Winchelsea will go to 2 goals, 1-13. Centurions 1-1-7 on the Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard, just on 16 minutes gone.
Well, again, I think Bomber Phipps wanted a free kick there, but from where I sat, there was no free kick. It was just body position, and he was completely out of position because of the way the ball was delivered in.
I think it was tipping. I think they've got the ball over the top.
I think it was tipping, and he broke a tackle from Luke Simpson, which he probably shouldn't have been able to break, and all of a sudden he had no pressure on him, and he put it exactly where David Mensch wanted it to be put.
So back in the middle once again. So Winchelsea have taken a 1-goal lead. Some very smart footy. Just a quick burst, 2-minute burst of footy, and they're a goal in front. Up the ball goes again. Holmer again gets the tap down. He's definitely making him accountable. Bonner again underneath the ball. It's almost a mirror image of the last ball up, except players have fallen on it this time. Umpire will blow the whistle, and they'll restart back in the centre of the ground. So Holmer Morgan once again. Up the ball goes. Morgan uses the body better this time, gets the tap down, came off hands from Bruno. Braden it was. He's in and under, can't get through the ball. Comes off hands with Stevens. His handball was smothered on delivery. Picked up there in the back. Oh, just booted out of nowhere from a Werribee Centrals player. Leading in the race back there was Higgins. He can't get the ball over the top.
Oh, he's missed that, the umpire.
Comes then to Van der Klooster. He's missed a couple. Van der Klooster by hand to Stevens. Under pressure straight away. Back to Van der Klooster. He's in trouble too. Shrugs the tackle off one. Umpire blows the whistle. Boundary umpire, young fella, says that'll be mine. We'll have a ball in.
And it may not have been a Werribee Centrals free kick because he did go to ground, but then it's the other way, going to the legs. The umpire just let it go. He had to pick one of them out either way.
Is that rule here, though, on this league?
Yes, it is. My word, it is.
Well, Holmer and Morgan guard it in the ruck contest. Comes down towards the player in Stephen. He's taken over the boundary line. And it's going to be a ball up there, I think. So the umpire's...
Well, I actually watched the North Geelong Winch game on YouTube the other night, and they paid it twice. So whether it's supposed to be in, but the umpires are paying it.
So Holmer and Morgan doing the ruck work.
Oliver back on for Bonner.
Yep. Ball comes down. Bruno can't take the clean possession. Picked up there by Tricky. Kicks towards the half-forward line. Coming across. Devar Sawney's on the ground now. Venables picks the ball up and comes out towards Higgins. Release the ball, but it's going to be Werribee through McGuinness, is it? Who kicks into the middle of the ground. Picked up there by Knight. So Knight, haven't seen much of him so far in this contest. Goes forward. Long kick out wide. Case's the target. Season's with him. Ball over the back of the contest. And the ball is going to run over the boundary line in the forward pocket. Then it'll be thrown back in.
Scores from other grounds. North Geelong 3 goals, 2. Bannockburn 1 behind. Inverleigh 1-6. Thompson 1 goal. Cryo 2-2. East Geelong 5-4. And Geelong West 2 points. Bellpost Hill 4 goals, 3.
So ball in the forward line. Again, Werribee now an opportunity to get one back here in the scoreboard. Ball back of the contest. Keisha. Ball's tapped out long. Goes towards Knight. Front of the contest. Ball's not cleanly picked up there, but it's going to be Winchelsea who merge with the ball. It's going to end up in the hands of Bruno. Just slams it on the boot. Goes back towards the forward line.
Out in the full, I think.
No, inside touches the umpire. So it'll be thrown back in. Similar positions to our last throw in. So Morgan pushing in this time and sending Keisha back out. Morgan up against Van der Klooster in the ruck contest. Ball is picked up. Kicked around the corner by Bruno. Didn't have much distance on it. Picked up there by Knight. Cassidy, you're right. And his handball went out the back. There's a free. No, it's not, says the umpire. Ball up, says the umpire. At the true centre-half forward position. So we've got a few numbers around the contest here. Ball thrown up once again. Holmer used his body, taps it out, picked up by Smith, put it on the boot, went back to the full forward position. Coming out, McKenzie read the flight of the ball well. Comes wide to this side of the ground, the clubroom side. Found Tricky. Tricky goes over the top to the running player in Holmer. He loves to push forward, the big fella. Has the ball now, looking for Mensch. Long kick. Mensch called it in long. Out the back of the contest. Phipps does well. Knocks it to the front of the contest. Venables goes across. Handball missed Sawney. He missed himself actually the second time, but he went back and collected it once again. He put the ball down, went to Stephen, to Sawney. Sawney goes further afield. Picked up and a shot for goal by Higgins, and Higgins has
missed it.
Just missed by the umpire.
He's not too happy. He reckons it's a goal.
So 2 goals, 2 to the Winchelsea side. They lead Werribee on 1 goal, 1. 20 minutes gone, first quarter. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, first quarter scoreboard.
So ball back in for Winchelsea, and it comes for Werribee, I should say, and it comes out to Jones. Jones, deep back pocket. Hasn't got many options. Crowded across the half-forward line. He's going to switch it across the ground. He's going to come back to Fletcher. Fletcher now will need to bring it out the clubroom side of the ground. Looking for options. Cassidy's in the middle. But it'll be Blushki. He gets the ball and marks it on the chest deep in this back pocket. Now brings the ball up out of the wing. Looking for and finding there McNichol. Couldn't get the ball to ground though. Picked up by McKenzie. Shrugs the tackle. Comes there off hands, and it was Oliver with the ball. But intercepted again there by Nickel, and he'll get the foot McNichol, and he'll get the ball forward to the running mark of Montebruno. Tyrone Montebruno, he's outside 50 looking for options. Goes into the centre of the ground. Oh, unmarked and unchecked is the Centrals player in Smith.
Yeah, he actually went to go down to the forward line and double back. It was a good lead.
Yeah, good vision by Montebruno to see Smith, who's led into the open space, and he will kick from just inside 50. He's directly in front. Just on 22 minutes gone in this first quarter, and it will bring Centurions back to a point if he's successful. In he comes. Oh, nice kick through the ball, straight over the top of the goal umpire's head. That will be Smith's first, and Werribee Central second. 2-1-13 to Winchelsea, 2-2-14. 22 minutes gone in this first quarter. Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard.
Yeah, look, I just reckon the Werribee coach and bench has got it wrong at the minute. When Mensch is in the ruck, he plays back, Morgan plays back, and that suits both sides. But when the big fella Holmer's in the ruck, he's playing forward. And that means Morgan's playing forward for Werribee Centrals a little bit. And I've just got the feeling Holmer's a much more dangerous player up forward for Winch than Morgan is for Werribee. So I would change that around and make him run with him. He has to run with him, although he's not there anymore. Case is in the ruck. He'll have to do the same. He'll have to run with him.
So Case is doing the ruck work now. Ball's picked up, and it was missed by Smith, but picked up by Walson. Walson comes through. Lead by Montebruno. Good delivery. Couldn't hit it. Well, he actually hit him on the chest, but he put the ball down. It's going to be a follow-up there by McKnight, or by Knight. Kicks to Banana. Back towards the goal square. Too much carry on the ball. And it's going to be picked up and a mark taken there by Bayliss. So Bayliss is a nice kick of the football. Decides to go short. It's just inside 50. Sawney takes the mark. And he's now looking for players further afield. Budavalis is on the ground now. He ignores him and goes longer. Kick wasn't too good. And it's going to favour the player there in Dunkley going back, but he missed the ball. Picked up, went to Gurishin. Gurishin goes backwards, and the mark is there being taken by Higgins. So Higgins asked to play on by the umpire. Goes out wide. And Dunkley's the target, but he misses him, and it goes over the boundary line and the half-forward line for the Winchelsea side.
They've had some options going forward, Grub, but they just haven't delivered properly.
Well, they have, and I tell you, they miss. He was best on the ground last time we played. It was Salmon. They miss him bad, Smitty.
Yes. Oh, my word. So ball, Case, you're doing the ruck work, did well, got it out the back of the contest, picked up there by Cassidy, went to the middle of the ground. Morgan and also Tricky have the contest, comes out to Season, back to Budavalis, and he now kicks into the half-forward line, goes looking for the coach, positions himself well, the big fella Mensch, and he's taken the mark. Able to get away from
he used his body
there
to stop him.
And Phipsy knows too.
Beautiful football, Mensch.
So David Mensch from 50 goes long and will land in the goal square. Mark not taken, spoils, and through for a minor score. So 2 goals, 3 now to Winchelsea. They lead Werribee on 2 goals, 1. 24 minutes gone. First quarter. Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
So Fletcher has brought the ball back in and will go back out to the outer side of the ground. Looking for options up forward. Coming in there was Morgan.
They're the marks he's got to take.
So Morgan gives the ball out wide now to the running player for Werribee Centrals. Drives the ball into the half-forward line. Not quite sure who to, though. Comes off hands. Grubby's got a call. He must be a tip on the second at Caulfield. Ball will give a kick forward, and it will go out of bounds right deep in the forward pocket for the Centrals. That was that was the first kick that first good mark that Morgan's taken, and that delivery made all the difference, didn't it, from moving up the ground?
Yep, certainly did.
Umpire looks like the ball has gone out. Must have gone out earlier. Not quite sure why it's being thrown in round there when it went out beside the point post. But anyhow, ball's brought back into play. No one really gets purchase on that. Leading there in the race was Smith underneath the ball. Can't get it, and it will go back out of bounds. Half-forward flank deep in Werribee Central's attacking area.
Grub, for Werribee to win the game, can they afford to have Jones playing back?
No. And I think at some stage he's got to go in on the ball. Although, as we said before, I think the reason he's down there is because of the height.
Yep. So on the half-forward line, the ball will be thrown back into play. 2 unfamiliar ruckman in season, and also Keisha doing the ruck work. Ball's picked up, kicked back into the forward line. Knight comes out, couldn't trap it, went through the contest. This time Matheson first to arrive. Handball to Budavalis, missed the player, but he didn't pick it up too cleanly. McNichol off the ground. McNichol off the ground.
No, I think there's been a free kick paid, has there?
Minor score. I think the umpire was looking for clarification.
Was it touched or was it just...
No, I think it went round the post.
Okay.
Didn't look like it through the binoculars, I can tell you.
It looked like it was a goal from me.
Yeah, same here.
So 2-2 to the Werribee side, 2-3 to Winchelsea, and it's going to be the McKenzie that for Winchelsea brings the ball out. Long kick outside 50. Found Vowden de Cloister, good on the left foot, and that's where he goes. Goes in towards the half-forward line, and it's going to be his target there in Higgins, but the ball will run over the boundary line. And once again, the ball is going to be on that far side of the ground, looks like for most of the day. We might have to move the box around there, grab a...
No, then know what'll happen then, don't you? They'll play over here.
So it's on the half-forward line. Multiple changes being made here. Stephen and also Bonner return to the field. It's ball. Mensch didn't take it cleanly there and left it behind. Was trying to get out cheaply, I think. Went back, Stephen. Didn't go low enough. Now, there's a free kick here. Now, this is below the knee, I think, and it's going to be...
Yeah, but that's a disgraceful free kick. He went for the ball and had the ball in his hands.
Well, that's what he's called.
He was actually the last one of the contest.
Look, I understand that, but that's ridiculous. You've got to dive for the ball.
No, I agree. That's what I said. That's where I reckon the rules to the state AFL level. It's not good enough here. It can't be adjudged properly. So it's going to be Bayless who kicks back into the centre of the ground. Missed his target behind with Stephen, and we're talking Tom. Little chip up over the top, goes forward. Numbers with the Werribee side, but both players dropped the ball. Picked up by the player in Jones. Kick smothered there by Bluchy. And it's going to be Robert Murphy's trying to force his way through the contest. Handball comes out towards the goal square, and Jones does the right thing and kicks it through for a minor score to the Werribee side. Sorry, to the Winchelsea side. I'm going to get confused with these two W's. And it's 2-4 now to the Winchelsea Blues. They lead Werribee on 2-2. We've travelled 27 minutes first quarter. Buckley's Entertainment first quarter scoreboard.
So Central's looking to restart. Hasn't got many options again. Really pressing forward are the Central's boys. He's going to go straight up the middle. But
that's a bad move.
That's in a bad move because Holmer's underneath it, and behind that is Mensch. He'll get the ball, turn it around straight away, and he's going to find Venables inside 40 metres, and Venables will turn around. That was not a great option at all, but he had nothing to go to. Central's, the Blues pressed so far forward.
Didn't go wide.
That's what he should have done, absolutely. So, Venables with the ball. Probably getting slightly heavy in the damp conditions, so Venables, it will need to be a good kick for him. Comes in pretty much directly in front, kicks through the ball. It's coming back. I tell you what, I think he's got it. Umpire goes back to the middle. Indeed, he has. So Brett Venables kicks his first and the third for the Winchelsea side. 3-4 Winchelsea. Werribee Central's 2-2. Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard. Deep in this corner, 29 minutes nearly gone.
Oh, well, that's just tragic. That's disastrous, that kick out. And yes, Winchelsea, they set up very, very well. And, yeah, it's great to go long. But when you've got two blokes that are 4'6" against two blokes that are 6'6", Mensch and Oliver Holmer, who sort of pushed him out the way and just left it for Mensch, they could have gone to anybody else on the field, but they went to the two big blokes. And of course, when he marked it, all the Werribee players who were out leading had left the Winchelsea players unattended. They just couldn't get back. It was always going to be a goal the minute Mensch marked it. So a little bit more thinking has got to go into the kick and out, I would have thought.
So back in the middle of the ground, it's Morgan up against Holmer. Holmer up over the top, picked up there by Fowler. Fowler goes short to Stevens, and that's Andrew Stevens, goes into the forward line. And the half-forward line, it's picked up. Good clearance from the Werribee side. They go back towards centre wing. Picked up there by Wedley. Looking for runners going past. There ignores everybody because no one was coming. His kick into the forward line wasn't good, and it hit McKenzie on the chest as the siren sounded to end the first quarter here at Galvin Park, which we'll see the home side Werribee at 2-2. Winchelsea on 3-4. I don't know whether I've mucked up something there.
No, I've got 3-4 too.